In this video, I'll be working through the question you see on the screen here from the summer 2025 Cambridge A-Level Maths paper 1-1. I'm going to try and show you how to do this question and not just the solution. So definitely pause and rewatch certain parts as much as you need to. If you are looking for a different question from this paper or a different paper entirely, you should be able to find a playlist in the description below or have a look around on my channel. Okay, let's get into the maths. In question 5, part A, they give us two expressions and they want us to expand both of them. We do them both pretty much the same way. We're going to use the binomial expansion. That's something we can use when we have two terms adding together. So that's the first thing I'm going to change to this. I tend to do this all the time. 2 plus minus px. Let's put a little bracket around that, just to make it clear it's its own thing. We have one thing on the left, one thing on the let's put a bracket around this one on the right. Now we have a formula for this when it's a plus b to the power of n and we expand it out. I'm just looking at the formula. Yeah, so in the formula we always start with this one to the power of n or to the power of 5. That's going to work out fine in this case. They could have been tricky and put one of the x's on the left. That would have confused people. The binomial expansion is perfectly symmetrical. You could work it either way. How I don't even look at it usually. I remember it like this. You can expand these two terms out by taking either one, whichever one you want to start with. One of them to the power of 5 and the other to the power of 0. Then to the power of 4 and 1. 3 and 2. 2 and 3. 1 and 4. And 0 and 5. That's how I think of it, with just one or two little tweaks in between. So what do we want? We want the three ascending terms of x. So that means we want x to the power 0 or no x's, x to the power 1 or just x, and x to the power 2. And that's it. We want to stop there. So what we want to get is we want to get 2 to the power 5 multiplied by, I'll write it in. This is not what the formula says in your tables. Minus p to the power of x to the power of 0. It doesn't have that in your tables because it doesn't need it. That's just 1. That just goes away to 1. So we're left 2 to the power of 5. Next term, I'll leave a bit of room because I'm going to cheat a little. We want 2 to the power of 4 and minus p x to the power of 1. The next term, we're going to have 2 to the power of 3 and minus p x to the power of 2. Next term we don't care about. They only ask for the first 3. Now I've missed something here. In fact I've left it off here because again the tables does. This has n choose 1, or in this case 5 choose 1. This would be 5 choose 0, which is actually just 1, so we don't bother writing it. 5 choose 1 and this would be 5 choose 2. And if we did need any more it'd be 5 choose 3 and so on. We can clean all these up. This first one, like I said, that's 1. That's 1. We're just left 2 to the power of 5, which is 8 times 2 times another 2 is 32. This becomes 5 choose 1 is 5. 2 to the power of 4 is 16. And minus, we just get a minus there. P and x. I don't know why I wrote it like that. I'll fix it up in a moment. Next, 5 choose 2. That's just 10. 2 to the power of 3 is 8, and minus px squared. Two minuses will make a plus. P times p will make p squared, and x times x will get x squared. And this continues on. Let's actually clean it up properly this time. 32. 5 times 16 is 80, and minus 80. There's a p there as well, and we have an x. This one we have 80 as well. Yeah, plus 80 this time. P squared, x squared. They're the first 3 terms of that expansion. Let's do the next one then while we're here. We'll skip a line or two on that one though. We have 1 plus minus x over 2. I've just changed that ever so slightly to the power of 4. So once again, we have the first term to the power of 4. That's 1 to the power of 4. Plus 1 to the power of 3 times minus x over 2. To the power of 1, and that's 4 choose 1. And then we have 4 choose 2, 1 to the power of 2 and minus x over 2 to the power of 2. Clean this up, we get 1 here. 4 choose 1 is 4. 4 times 1 is 4. We have a 2 on the bottom row, so 4 divided by 2 is 2. We have a minus comes out of that, and we have an x, so minus 2x. 4 choose 2, that's 6. We have 1 here, we have 2 2's in the bottom row, so that's 6 divided by 4. Well, let's get the signs first. We have a plus and 2 minuses, so we get a plus. Number, we have 6 on the top row, we have 4 on the bottom row. That goes in 3 over 2. And we have an x squared here. There's no p's on the second one, no. Okay, x squared. And this continues on. We just don't care about it. And that's it. That's these two expanded out into their first 3 terms. And that's all they asked you for part A. That's these two expanded out in their first 3 terms. We're going to need them for part B, so I'll clear all this off, but I'll write these again up the top. If you are finding my videos useful and would like to help the channel out, on top of liking and subscribing, probably the best thing you could do is to tell other people doing the exam about my channel. Maybe you could share this video in a class WhatsApp group. Then if you feel I've really deserved it and you would like to buy me a coffee, you could become a member on YouTube or on Patreon. You should find links to that in the description below. Okay, in part B, they give us this expression here, this term to the power of 5 multiplied by this term to the power of 4. This would be an absolute mess that would take you like 10-15 minutes to do the entire thing out. It'll take an entire page and you're bound to make a mistake in it. But they only ask us about the x squared coefficient in it. They're talking about that. So obviously what we do is we use what we learned in the first part. So instead of this, let me write out this massive multiplication here. Let me just go to my notes. So first part, this guy expanded out to 32 minus 80px plus 80p squared x squared plus like loads more we didn't even bother with. And the second one expanded out to be 1 minus 2x plus 3 over 2 x squared, and again loads we don't even care about. What they're really telling us is that when we multiply all of this out, somewhere in that mess we will get a 93 x squared. In fact, that's the only x squares we'll get is this, they'll all add up to this. So what they're asking us to do is not multiply all of this out. They're asking us to find how we would get x squares. For example, 32 will end up multiplying by 1. I don't care because there's no x squared in it. Also, 32 will multiply by some x to the power of 4 down here. I don't care because it doesn't have x squared. So which one will I care about? I will care about 32 multiplying by this x squared. I will also care about this x multiplying by this x. That will make an x squared. I will also care about this x squared multiplying by this number. That will make an x squared. And I know all 3 of them are going to add together to equal 93. So let's do that out. 32 multiplied by 3 over 2 times x squared. Then we'll have minus 80p times minus 2x. 2 minuses will make a plus. 80p times 2 x by x will make x squared. And then finally we'll have this multiplied by that, which just comes out as 80p squared x squared. Get rid of all the x squareds. We're only interested in the numbers in front of the x squared. Or if you'd rather, just think of it as dividing across by x squared. They're all gone. In fact, I wouldn't have bothered to write them out, except I was trying to show them. Let's see, we can cancel some things in. That goes in 16 times. Yeah, we can clean this up. 3 times 16 is 48 plus 160p plus 80p squared, and I know that equals 93. We've got a quadratic equation here. Let's clean it up. We have 80p squared plus 160p, and this comes over here. We'll get 48 take away 93 is, let me just check my notes, is minus 45. Minus 45 equals 0. Okay, so things go into this. 5 at least goes into everything. Let's see, 5 goes into that 16 times. 16p squared. So therefore it goes into this 32 times. And it goes into this 9 times. I don't think anything else goes into all of them. This you can factorize. It's something we can factorize. But if you're not good at factorization, this is even harder because there's a lot of big numbers here. So go ahead and use the minus b formula. But I will try to factorize. Let's see, we could have 4 by 4 and 3 by 3 and maybe a solution. The largest thing we can get from that would be 4 times 3 is 12, and another 12 would get us up to 24, so that's not good enough. How about 4 by 4 and 9 by 1? 4 by 9 would get us to 36, that's within the range. And then the other part will get us a 4. 36 minus 4 does get to 32. So that does seem the answer. So 4p by 4p and 9, let's see, put it, oh, it doesn't matter. 9 here and 1 here. Let's see, we want plus 36, then take away 4. So we'd get that. The two answers, do we want two answers? Yeah, possible values. That's always a clue. They said they had a plural there. The answer to this would be p is equal 1 over 4. Because remember, this is equal 0. And the answer to this would be p is equal minus 9 over 4. There are two answers, two possible values for p. And that's it for question 5. If you have any follow-up questions or you see any mistakes I made, let me know in the comments please, and I'll do my best to get back to you. Thanks for watching and have a great day.